What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, November, and it's in California, and it's hot. I'm like in a tank top and a t-shirt almost all the time. By the way, thank you everyone who liked and shared my last video, which was Monday's episode. Big thumbs up and fist bump for sharing, getting the videos out there. Couldn't thank you guys enough for that. Today's episode is about, well, that series that got all of us into cars. Guess what it is? Fast and the Furious, and specifically today we're talking about Fast and the Furious 8. Now there's a bunch of rumors going on out there, so I'll tell you guys what I do know and what I don't know. By the way, watch the video to the end. I'm gonna go over the Primal driven headquarters. We're gonna talk about how Fast and the Furious kind of changed my life and my perspective on cars throughout my years. It'll be like a bonus vlog for this video. Let's get right into this. Fast and the Furious 8. There's a bunch of rumors going on, even though it's 2 years out. Scheduled release will be April 2017. And as usual, I think we will probably do another movie meet like we've been doing for the past 2 years. So set your calendars for sometime in April 2017. So what have we been hearing about Furious 8? I heard something about Paul Walker being in it, a couple actors coming back, some actors not confirmed. Well, I'm just gonna tell you guys what I've heard. So the Fast and the Furious 8 short, we're gonna call it Furious 8. It's also scheduled for April of 2017. And also there's gonna be a lot of unconfirmed information about what actors are gonna be there, what actors are not gonna be there, and supposedly there's some prequels scheduled also. What can we expect in the coming years? Supposedly the producers Fast and the Furious 8 will be making spin-offs from certain characters. Which characters would have spin-offs? Well, they're not saying. One thing we do know would probably be Dwayne Johnson, of course. Vin Diesel himself, I'm gonna say yes. Besides those two, there's a lot of unconfirmed, a lot of rumor mill based on the spin-offs, so we're gonna leave it as that. Now here's an interesting spoiler from an article. Fast and the Furious has focused on a lot of gravity-defying stunts, a lot of Hollywood action, big budget films. Well, rumor says they're going to be focusing more back on the story of Fast and the Furious rather than all the crazy stunts they've been doing. Now, I don't know how you guys feel, but I would love that. A lot of the movies that I currently like have a lot of deep story and brand building in the sense of the characters' growth throughout the video rather than just flying cars out of buildings and big explosions. Although those have its place in time for a lot of videos, I think Fast and Furious should go back to its roots, to the ones that we really love, about the story, about the character development, and then add a little bit of, explosions in it. Don't forget about the 25 gears they shift through. And you guys have all been waiting for this. Is Paul Walker, Brian O'Connor, is he gonna be in the movie at all? Well, interestingly enough, when I read this article a few days ago, actually sent from my wife, it said that they're gonna have a lot of CGI involved with Paul Walker and his brother in the movie. As I'm filming this right now, the same article actually has an update. The update says that they will not have a lot of CGI or any at all. They're gonna have Paul Walker in the sense of images of him and the storyline based on him, but not have him and his brother in the CGI like we saw in the last video. For some reason, the producers decided to cut Paul Walker's story out of it, but keep him immersed into the whole storyline rather have him CGI'd into it. So how do you guys feel about that one? Would you guys like Paul Walker's image CGI'd back in with his brother as an actor? Or would you guys just kind of like to eliminate the whole Brian O'Connor feel and kind of make it a new Fast and the Furious? So what do you guys think about that one? And of course, a big spoiler for you guys, if you don't want to know, stop watching. But Mendes will be back in Fast and the Furious 8 according to all the articles that are flowing out there in the world. That's not a lot of information, but at least it's information for us to look forward to something in 2017. But I think in the meantime, you guys want to go for a drive? Let's go over to Primal driven headquarters. We'll take the Subaru. How about that? Let's do it. All right, guys. All right, we're gonna take the Subaru. I opened the garage up. I haven't started the car in like 5 or 6 days, so I'm gonna do a little startup for you guys. Leave the Range Rover at home. Ba-boom. That's the Subi. Let's start it up. Hey, real quick, RIP headphones, so turn them down. Oh yeah, what do you guys think of that one? A little rev? You guys want a little rev? All right, let me put the camera down. Let me warm it up before I rev it. Smart way to do it. While we warm it up, let's talk about the first movie. Fast and Furious came out in what, 2001? That puts me, I'm 28 now, and I graduated high school in 2005, so 4 years before that. So that puts me at like 13. Was I 13? Holy crap. So how old were you guys when you guys watched the first one, Fast and Furious? Man, that was like, I remember when that movie first came out, I was into cars already. So I was like 13, 14 years old, and I remember reading like Street, was it Super Street, import tuner, and whatever else. The internet wasn't really big at that time, so there was like a lot of magazines, and we had like a website called Car Domain where you would look at a bunch of cars. But back then, the nice cars were like, what were they? They were Hondas. You know, they were like Honda Civics, Acura Integras, Preludes. They're not these nice Subarus. And the guys who actually owned Subarus were always like the really rich kids. And I remember thinking, man, I wish I could own a Subaru one day. Bam, I got one. Oh, you hear it? So the RPMs drop a little bit. That means the car is sufficiently warmed enough for a rev. So let's head over there. All right, guys, turn it down again. RP headphone number 2. Right, baby. That sounded cool. I don't want to beat it up too bad. It hasn't been driven in a while. But anyways, let's hop in the car. Let's head over to Primal Driven. So you know what's kind of funny about this? I haven't driven a stick shift in like, I guess what, 4 or 5 days or 5 or 6 days since the last time I started the car. Yeah, it's a little different. Left leg's not used to it. Oh, first gear is a little rough. That was interesting. We're heading over to Primal Driven headquarters. Our intern, Miguel, Primal_Charger, you guys want to check him out. He's over there working right now, and we're gonna talk to him. He's a little younger. I think he's like 19 years old. So if I watched Fast and Furious at age, what, 13 or 14, he must have been like in the single digit age. So we'll go over there, we'll talk to him and see what his experience was driving Fast and Furious. All right, speaking of Honda. Oh, check it out, another Subaru. You see it? Big wang. Nice. So before you guys start trolling me, telling me how unsafe it is to drive with my camera, I was driving real slow, there's no one around. Typically I have a camera mount right up here. So I don't typically drive with my camera in my hand, especially not in a stick shift. So don't troll me. All right, focus on the road, guys. Hey, but side note, guys, really appreciate you guys lately been liking and sharing and favoriting the videos. It really helps in the sense of like, it spreads the videos out to other people who haven't seen the channel before. So like, I can't thank you enough. Like, it warms my heart to know you guys are doing it and kind of asking for it. So appreciate it. But we're almost at Primal Driven headquarters, and we'll talk to Miguel. Let's see what his perspective on the Fast and Furious series is. All right, I just got here at Primal Driven. Just heard another car with an exhaust out here. Let's go find Miguel. That's Miguel's Charger right there. Has these nuts. You guys seen this? These nuts. Isn't he ridiculous? I found Miguel. Miguel, how old were you when you watched the first one? Puts him at like toddler age. How old are you? Like, puts me in diapers still?
8 or 9.
8 or 9 years old. So I was right. Like, he was like a single digit age. So okay, you drive a Charger.
Yeah.
And you know, Fast and Furious is all based on like, a lot of it is JDM world, right? And I owned a Camaro when I watched the movie, so I was like rooting for the American car drivers. But you've always been an American car guy.
Always. Yeah.
So, but he likes Subarus though. You know, yeah. Be gentle to him, guys. What was your perspective when you first saw the first movie?
My perspective was, wow, a lot of rice.
rice, baby.
No, I really liked it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
The lights under the car.
The JDM underglow. You guys hear that? There's a car revving his car. Hold on. Interrupted. Where'd he go? Oh, some guy was revving his car. They knew we were filming.
Oh, it was a Honda.
It was a Honda? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and edit that out.
When I saw the Supra too, I was like, oh man.
Oh, Supra's badass.
Yeah. When I saw the Supra, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then that's what opened me more to a variety of different car styles.
Yeah.
I wasn't always open.
Yeah. So you like the Supra, you like the underglow, but you were like, that's super rice burner.
Yeah, that's
right?
super rice.
Yeah.
Big wangs.
So okay, so when you saw which one was it where they had the muscle car race? Was it the second one? Or the third one?
I think it was the third one.
Okay, so when that happened, were you rooting for the American car drivers?
Of course.
Like, man,
I mean,
okay,
you see Dom up there
right?
like that,
and he revs his car, and his entire car shakes. When that moment played, I was really proud to own a Camaro at the time. But I mean, I gotta say, I ended up with the Subaru anyways. But my heart's still with the American car drivers. I still like it a lot. So when I first watched Fast and the Furious, it went from magazines like I talked about earlier all the way into movies, and like that love for cars and modding, like the whole modified world, like made my love for exponential. Like I got into cars way more because of the movies. Did you feel the same way? Like were you, after you watch it, you were like, oh man, I wouldn't say rice up your car, but you want to mod your car more?
Yeah, once I saw it, that's when I was like, I love cars.
More?
Way more.
As an 8-year-old or 9-year-old, whatever you were.
8, 9. I was like, whoa! Yeah, I would say I'd wanted cars instead of like toys. By then, I would look at cars. My dream car is always the 68 or 69 Charger. Yeah.
I gotta say Camaro for that one.
Yeah.
Project car Camaro.
Remember when the what was it? Wasn't it an Eclipse?
The Eclipse, yeah. I ended up having an Eclipse later on in my life.
I saw that and I was like, ooh.
Did you like it?
I was like, hey.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah, until I found out it was an Eclipse.
Yeah, hater over here. You know what's funny is like, we like all these cars in these movies, but if we were to see like a normal average Joe drive that same car out here, we'd be like, rice.
Yeah.
We'd just like laugh at him.
Point at it like.
But then the movie, it's cool with the like giant decal on the side with the whatever that, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The thing like pointing like this, and like the big stupid spoiler, and you know, I actually looked up a picture. It's like 18 gears or 17 gears. They're shifting through,
Yeah.
and they're revving when they're rolling up to car meets. It's all cool in the movies, but if we try to do that at a car meet here, we get shunned.
Yeah.
We get shunned and kicked out.
Put a big rig transmission in it.
Right?
And a Subi.
Right, with multiple gear levels, you just levers. That's pretty much what they had. I'd probably wear out my clutch and shifting like that over and over.
Just friggin', you wouldn't even go through all the gears if you think about it. On the streets,
No, you probably wouldn't.
max probably 4th.
Well, guys, that's our experience with the movie. What do you guys think about that? What was your experience, and how old were you guys when Fast and Furious, the first one, came out? It was like, man, you were super young. I was already in high school, and you were playing with Legos.
I was playing with the Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels?
Yeah.
Lucky I didn't even have Hot Wheels. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoy this, like the video, share it. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Oh, Twitch channel, Smurfinwrx. Till next time. Oh, by the time you guys watch this, I'll probably be in Georgia. Anyways, later, guys. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.